Hey everyone, this is Leya and I'm doing the Authortube Newbie Tag. Alright, here goes. Fun number 2. Alright, question number 1. How did you find out about Authortube? Well, I decided to start a booktube channel just for the fun of it because I do a lot of reviews and I thought it'd be fun to put them on video and challenge myself a little bit to get out there. And one of the booktubers came over and said, "Oh, you're an author? You should go ahead and do an Authortube Newbie Tag." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, they have Authortube?" Like, I had no idea. So this is, I was really excited when I found out. I'm like, more people that I really like, because I love connecting with different authors. I love great author community, so I'm just really excited about it. All right, what genre, and I'm gonna mix up some of these things a little bit. What genre and category do you write in? I write in fantasy and a little bit of sci-fi, light sci-fi, nothing heavy or crazy. And the category is YA. Young adult. That's what I read. I like stuff with magic and romance, and so that's what I write, is stuff with magic and romance. So I've got some exciting things in the works, I think. Alright, what's your preferred writing tense, point of view, and oh, I moved the category thing. Writing tense and point of view. Writing tense and point of view, it kind of depends on the story. I've done some in present tense, first person, some in third person, past tense. You know, it just depends on the story and how daring, I guess, I'm feeling. I'm most comfortable writing in third past, definitely. Plotter, pantser, or planter? Well, I am trying to perfect the plotting process, but that is a challenge. I'm still working on story structure and trying to, I watched Sterling and Stone, and those guys have kind of perfected the whole story arc thing, and I've been reading, and I do a lot of reading. But it amazes me when I see people and they're like, this is story structure and this is how it goes, and just lay it all out. And I want to be able to get to my stories to the point where I can pretty much lay it all out and be able to follow it through and not have to do all this rearranging at the end. So right now I guess I'm kind of a planter because I haven't perfected the plotting process, but I am working very hard at becoming a plotter. Self-published, published, or yet to be published. I am self-published. That's a funny story. Let's see. I guess I'll save the funny story for one of the later questions. What Authortube related videos can we expect? Well, I don't know. Really prepared, right? I don't know what I have to add to the voices of authors teaching other authors how to write. I mean, it's like everybody has such good advice, and I've gleaned so much from all these different sources. I don't really feel like it's mine. So, I mean, I probably will talk about stuff and maybe do some inspirational stuff because it seems like most writers deal with self-doubt. So, I'm hoping to do some, like, you can do it videos. We'll see how that goes. Everything can change. I'm a mother of 3, and so everything can change. Let's see. When did you start writing? Well, it depends on what you consider writing. I've really excelled at, language arts since I was young, and I actually wrote a couple of, I can't say exactly how long they were. My first attempts at books was when I was like in my teens. I was probably about 14 or so. I had an idea for the Tower of Babel, and wanted to write Mary, the mother of Jesus' side of the story of him growing up. So Those were horrible failures, and I didn't actually really start writing seriously till about around 8 to 10 years ago. I met a friend, and she kind of encouraged me, and because I had this idea of a story that I've been wanting to write forever, but I just hadn't taken the time to try. So yeah, I'd say probably seriously about 10 years now. You'd think I'd be further in 10 years, but the first 3 years was spent on the first book. Let's see. Oh, okay. And then the first story you ever wrote, I guess the first book, sorry, the first book that I really consider having written like a real book was Call Her Forth, and that one is a tandem dream romance that I'm still, actually I took that down because I got some feedback on it, and it was, your first story is always kind of crap. So that was my experience. I went ahead and put it out there, and boom. So fortunately there's not a lot of copies out there, so if you come across it, if you want a good laugh, go ahead and read it. Although I have had some feedback. I mean, they like the story itself. It's just, you know, first book writing, obviously. And what authors have inspired your writing the most? That is a terribly hard question because I've read so many authors. I have no idea. I mean, I've read J.K. Rowling and C.S. Lewis and Tolkien, and, you know, books that I have no idea who the authors are. I used to go through the library and just pick it out by the section. It seemed like the S to T section had really good books for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, so I have no idea who all I read and what all I've read and who all has influenced me, but I say for more recent authors, Chris Simry is one. I hope I'm saying her last name right. She's written these amazing Penny White series and other books too, but she's got this great British sense of humor and these fantastic stories about an alternate world and stuff. It's kind of, it almost reminds me of Harry Potter, but if Harry Potter were a woman and a priest who had a thing for dragons and had a sarcastic griffin for an assistant, a level malt whiskey, and a snail shark for a pet / son. so it's a fantastic series. If you get the chance to try out Penny White, you should. Let's see. Do you schedule your writing? No. Is the short answer. 3 kids. Let's remind you, 3 kids. So there's no way to schedule it. I can't. Sometimes my youngest is 3 months old, so if I can get him down when the other kids go down, then I try to write at that point. But you know, I'm still doing other stuff to try and help bring in money to the household. So you know, usually it ends up being late at night, which is when these videos are being filmed, is late at night. So that's fun. What do you write with and where? Alright, I write with a computer. If I put it down on paper, I love pen and paper. I love pen and paper. But if I put it down on paper, it never makes it to the computer. So I'll write down dreams and stuff, inspiration, that sort of thing goes on paper, but you know, that may or may not make it into my actual writings. It depends on you know, I guess how things are going. And where is usually on my couch, because that's where my laptop is tethered and the battery doesn't last long enough for me to take it out. So let's see, what are you most looking forward to on Authortube? the community. I'm super thrilled about another author community. I'm part of the Alliance of Young Adult Authors, which I love being a part of. Part of 10-Minute Novelists, and oh, there's another one out there. Lord, there are so many great communities of writers, and I just love connecting with them and gleaning from their wisdom and you know, seeing what they're doing and stuff. So, and occasionally getting jealous when I see someone like super successful. So, you know, that kind of stuff is like it keeps me going. It's like, yeah, there's like this all these people doing the same thing that they love, and it's just, I don't know, it's vibrant and it's energizing and stuff. So I'm kind of excited about that. So we'll see what kind of Authortube videos I come out with, if any. I'll probably mostly be doing booktubing because that's a little easier. I can talk about other people's stuff instead of like my own stuff or techniques or trying to teach anybody something, because Lord knows I'm still learning. But that's it. That's me. That's Angel Leya, and thanks for stopping by.